Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the second edition of the 411 for the 719 podcast. I'm Rob Thompson, admin of the Facebook group, for the 411 for the 719, and I'm here with Brittney Geisler from Absolute Flooring America. And we're here to talk about floors.
Yay, is my favorite topic.
Well,
floors.
Cool.
Well, thank you, Rob, for having me on.
Honored to have you, and thanks for agreeing to come on the podcast. And as we talked about before the podcast, this is a free-form kind of podcast where I like to highlight community vendors and folks that are part of our community, and just tell us who you are, what you do, and show us your passion for floors here.
Awesome. Well, I've lived here in Colorado Springs for about 13 years. Love it. Grew up in Cheyenne, Wyoming. So it's like absolute delight to be here with the mountains and all the outdoors activities, and the community here is so strong. Yeah, I love Colorado Springs. A little bit about my store, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'll tell you first. I've been to Cheyenne a number of times. I was in the Thunderbirds, and every year we went there for Frontier Days. And funny story, one day I was walking down the street, and at the time I had a T-shirt on and blue jeans from American Eagles, and I walked past this very cowboy-looking gentleman, and I heard him say, "Hey, rock star," or something like that. And I turned and looked at him, and then he bowed up a bit, and he's like, "What, you got something to say?" I said, "No, I'm just in town with the Thunderbirds, man." And his whole demeanor changed. He's like, "Oh, our boys in blue, we love you, and you are a rock star." I said, "No, I'm logistics and comm support. I'm a roadie." But anyway, so Cheyenne, Wyoming, good place.
Yes, it's Old West,
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the Springs.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
So tell me, what about your store? What you got?
Cool. Well, a little bit about, the backstory of our store, Absolute Flooring America. It is locally owned. And back in 1985, a group started, CCA, which stands for Carpet Cooperative of America. Okay. So pretty much all these stores got together and said, hey, we want the buying power of the big stores, So they started this co-op so that they can negotiate pricing, like a big vendor could, but it's still locally owned, and everybody it's not a franchise, it's a co-op. So I'm pretty proud of that we are locally owned, and but we have the spine of a big corporation. Cool. So with that said, one of the things that sets us apart is that we actually have to get certifications being part of this co-op. So everybody in my store is a flooring specialist. We've all spent 30 hours or more talking with representatives, manufacturers, taking online courses and quizzes. One of my certifications on top of being a flooring specialist is I'm a design consultant, which cannot be mistaken as an interior designer. Interior designers actually have degrees in interior design, but I am a design consultant and work with the basics of design to help people pick out floorings and colors based on color theory, shape of their rugs based on the dimensions of their rooms, things like that. And so everybody in my store goes through this rigorous training. It's not just a job. It is a profession. I'm very, very proud of that.
I'll interject here for just a moment. Our office is actually in a Victorian downtown, and Brittney walked in a little while ago, saw the floors, and immediately launched into, "Oh, did you know these are locally made?" Just visually, just picked up on them and was telling me about all the details of these awesome floors. Yeah,
vertical grain fur. Yeah, they run the length of the room. So the planks are, 20-foot planks of hardwood. And, manufactured here in Colorado Springs, like in the early 1900s.
That's pretty incredible.
Is it?
But you can see the passion for her job when you meet her.
Yeah, floor snob.
Profession, not job. Passion for your profession.
So, so being part of this co-op, we also offer some awesome warranties. Mm-hmm. We have a 5-star system, so every product in our showroom is labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star. The 5-star product, we give a Confidence Plus guarantee. So if you live on the floor for 90 days and decide you absolutely hate it, cannot live with it, you can file a claim, and we'll replace it with a similar product but in a different color. The only catch there is The claim won't cover moving furniture, but it'll cover the labor and the materials. So I'm pretty proud of that.
That's impressive.
We also guarantee the installation for the lifetime of the product's warranty. So if the product has a 25-year warranty, you have a 25-year warranty on the installation. So if anything, like 10 years down the road happens and it is installation related to your floor, you're covered for that 25 years.
So we renovated our house last year, and I wish I had known you then. To be fair, the gentleman who did our floor, they told us about wide planks and things, and why that might not be a great idea for Colorado. However, I've had somebody come back through following their work, and there's some gaps in our floor, and they told me that that's actually installation related and not. There are some gaps from the wide planks and the heat and the contraction of that, but there are some installation defects too that are exacerbating the problem. But anyway, wish I'd known you last year.
Most stores, and I hate to knock on other policies of other stores, but they only guarantee the install for about a year, and once that year is up to the day, I mean, yeah.
Well, in this case, I'm at the point where I accept it for what it is, and I'm trying to learn to love the defects. I walk on my floors, and I'm like, look at that character. That's what I tell myself. So sorry to interrupt. What were you saying? You were going?
Oh, no, you're fine. Actually, while we're on the topic of hardwood in Colorado Springs, it is a good idea to have a humidifier, and that can totally help prevent gapping. So, think about when you're like chewing on a toothpick, how it swells ever so slightly. If you've got row upon row of wood and it dries out, it's going to shrink up, before you start it to the size, before you start chewing on the toothpick. And that's how you get all those gaps. So what you want to do is put moisture back into the floor by getting a humidifier. And a lot of warranties will not cover the floor unless there is a humidifier in the room. So I did some research on humidifiers, and great news, they're affordable. You can get units that stand in the room anywhere from $150 to $1,000. On average, I saw them around $300, and that can help you kind of clean up those gaps. You can also get a full house humidifier. My brother's an HVAC. I called him. I was like, hey, I need to know this. And he says in Cheyenne, Wyoming, where we're from, it runs about $400.
That's not bad at all.
Right. They attach it to the furnace. He says it might be a little bit more expensive in Colorado, as everything is, compared to Wyoming. So he was telling me about $500 to $700 in Colorado. And there are variables like what kind of humidifier. I think he called it a humidistat. Your like thermostat for the humidifier. Do you want it Wi-Fi connected, things like that. But you can always call HVAC for a free estimate to get that full house humidifier.
Okay, I'm going to have to do that. Even though I like the character of my floors.
I just learned to love it.
That's funny. So let's talk about wide planks for a minute. Maybe validate this for me. When we picked the wider planks, they warned us against it and said that would happen, that there would be gapping. Is that accurate?
So, again, variables, lots of variables. Is it 3.5 quarters thick?
I think so.
Yeah, so that piece of wood there, like the wider the plank, the more there is to shrink.
That stands to reason. Good point.
Yeah. So, you've got thinner planks, there's not as much shrinkage because it's already small.
No,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So usually if you want to go with a wider plank in Colorado with our dry humidity, dry climate, you want to go engineered. And what engineered is plies of wood stacked on top of each other. The final ply is the veneer of the hardwood you're after. So like if you wanted a hickory, it's going to have maybe anywhere from 3 to 7 plies of birch, which is a very hard and inexpensive wood. And that veneer of hickory is going to lay right on top of it. And the engineered, the wood has a grain to it, right? And they stack these plies with the wood grain facing in different directions so that it keeps it just a little bit more structurally stable. and it's a little bit more tolerant of our dry climate. Oh, before I go any further, I did want to mention that humidity level for Colorado Springs is suggested 25% to 35%.
Oh, really? Okay.
Humidity. And you want to, when you turn on your humidifier, I feel responsible, like I need to say this. If I'm going to tell you to use a humidifier, I need to tell you how. Increase your humidity in about 5% increments as to not shock the wood.
Okay.
And you can always get a moisture meter or a humidifier.
So I actually bought one of those because, somebody told me to let the wood sit in the house until you put the humidifier on the wood, make sure that it's standardized with the humidity of the house, and so I have one.
Absolutely, acclimation.
Oh, that's the word.
Yes, and so that, depending on where the wood came from, will determine how long it needs to acclimate. If you order wood that's already stored here in a warehouse in Colorado Springs, it's pretty well acclimated. You probably need 24 to 48 hours for acclimation. And it also depends on the weather. You know, if it's really moist outside, we probably want to acclimate it just a little bit longer so it's truly, you know, the same moisture as the house and, you know, keeps up with the house. So, but if it's coming in from, I don't know if you know, Dalton, Georgia is like the flooring capital of the world.
So, Georgia equals humid.
Right, yeah. Exactly. So if it's coming in from Georgia, you want it to acclimate for maybe a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
This stuff came from Denver, so a couple hours I felt like it took.
Good. Yeah. That's pretty safe.
Right on.
So if I'm going to tell you to humidify your home, I need to tell you how.
5% increments, up to 25 or 35%, right?
Correct.
Okay. What else would you share with us?
So yes, if you're looking for hardwood floors, you want that hardwood look. Engineered is totally suggested. I suggest it all the time. Mm-hmm. The humidifier, it does require maintenance. You know, you've got to take the moisture tests and make sure. And if you don't want to do that, go with the engineered. Okay. I also brought this product here. You can see I'm using it as a coaster because I have this awesome Dutch Bros drink that is the condensation's dripping off onto it. You can use it as a coaster. It's 100% waterproof and looks just like wood.
It does.
This is perfect for Colorado.
Yeah, I like it. If you handed that to me, I would have said it was hardwood. Very nice.
Yeah. So this product, the installation is more affordable, and the product is, like I said, 100% waterproof. You could floor a pool with it. I've seen jars of water 2 years old with a product, you know, just trapped in there, will not warp.
Wow.
So this is kind of the here and now of flooring.
That's awesome. What is that underneath that luxury floor?
So this is luxury vinyl tile. You'll hear it called LVT for short.
Okay.
What's on the bottom is a cork underlayment.
Okay.
And so cork is an antimicrobial, natural. So if you ever get moisture underneath the floor, you don't have to worry about molding or mildew. I mean, your subfloor, the plywood subfloor or cement, I no promises there, but you don't have to worry about the product.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. And how much does that run?
The LVT really, and sometimes you'll hear it called LVP for luxury vinyl plank, ranges anywhere from, $1.50 to $6 a square foot.
Okay.
So tons of products to pick from. This one here in particular is $5 a square foot.
Okay.
And I mean, they're starting to put it in model homes. You see it in a lot of hospitals because it's easy to clean. I mean, you can mop this, like a wood floor, you can't mop that.
Right.
And you see it in a lot of grocery stores too.
Can you mop engineered wood?
No.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
You want to use Bona.
Bona.
It's almost like Swiffer. It's almost like a Swiffer, but most manufacturers will warranty a floor that you use Bona on.
Okay.
B-O-N-A.
Okay.
And it works just like a Swiffer.
Cool. All right. So you have a page of notes. What else should we talk about?
Oh, area rugs.
Okay.
So once you get a hard surface floor, one of the cool parts about it is you can always redo your decoration, your decor with area rugs. If you get tired of the color blue, that's fine. you throw in green rugs instead. And you want to strategically place those rugs. So like in the kitchen, we're likely to drop water in front of the sink, put an area rug, in front of the oven where we're likely to drop pots and pans, put an area rug, in front of the sliding glass door. Most products are UV cured, which means they're already exposed to UV rays, so they cannot bleach or fade anymore. But if you have a site finish, that's not UV cured. So you want to put a rug in front of your sliding glass door and big windows. Also, you have the traffic and the moisture coming in as people walk in. So yeah, and you also want to use area rugs on carpet too. Going down those high traffic areas like the hallways.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I sell houses and see a lot of those traffic patterns a lot.
Yeah. So, and carpet, oh my God, I could talk for days on carpet. The technologies they're rolling out with is just incredible. They're rolling out waterproof carpet. Waterproof carpet. It's kind of, and they're, I think it's I can't remember who's manufacturing it. I think it's Shaw. But they're doing a 10-year no exclusion warranty.
So just straight up, yeah.
Waterproof.
Wow.
Warranted against pet feces, urine, and vomit. I mean, the technologies are insane. And they're all competing to be green, too. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty exciting time for flooring.
That's fine. I'm a landlord as well, and so that kind of carpet seems like something would be good to put in a rental as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What's the traffic wear on those waterproof ones?
You know what? I haven't seen it perform yet.
Okay. Oh, they're being new. That's a good point.
Yeah. They are saying 10 years, no exclusion. So I assume that means tension or texture retention.
Okay.
But I did bring this other sample with me. This is carpet. They're also getting softer. But check out the back on this one.
Okay. I'm looking at it, and what am I looking at?
The back.
Yeah.
So it's not plaster, it's plastic.
Okay. Is the backing of most carpet?
It's plaster.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah, it's like a plaster. And so if you spill something on it, it's into the pad and the subfloor, and that's where all your damage and odors linger. This stops it at the carpet, and you have a fighting chance of getting anything out with a hot water extraction.
Wow.
Isn't that great?
Yeah. So I was reading this book called Anti-Fragile recently, and sometimes it's the small things that you don't even think about. For example, he was talking about for millennium people have been carrying suitcases and carrying their luggage, right? And only in the 20th century did someone think to put wheels on suitcases. It took thousands of years of human evolution and development before someone thought. So I'm struck by the same thought here. Why didn't we put plastic on carpet before?
I don't know.
That's pretty crazy,
isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's super soft and.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Yeah, great.
How much does that run?
This I recently sold this, I think, for around $250 a square foot.
Oh wow! So nice.
Yeah. Well, and then to my surprise, this new 10-year warranty, no exclusions, they're going softer and cheaper. I mean, if you think about it, everywhere you go, there's a floor, right? Mm-hmm. And everybody's competing to recover that floor, redo that floor. Yeah. And so these manufacturers, I mean, they've got to keep it competitive with features, benefits, and being affordable.
It's kind of the story of capitalism, actually. Right. Yeah. Cool. Well, and so I would say we were actually having a conversation pre-podcast about adding value in business, and so I think the adding the value of the future is exactly what you're doing here right now. Having passion and education and advocacy for your carpet. If I have 5 vendors to choose from, and you're one of them, the other 4 are like, yeah, I think there's some carpet on that shelf over there. then guess which one I'm going to choose. Even if you actually charge a little bit of a premium, I'll still use you because you're knowledge based. In fact, we did our house, right, the top 2 floors. Mm-hmm. We have not done the bottom floor yet, so I'm going to ask my wife to call you.
Oh, absolutely.
because she's looking at flooring options for that.
Our showroom is just south of Dublin in Academy. It's gorgeous. I am so proud of our showroom. thousands of samples and well organized. We keep on top of it.
Nice. I think you'd have to be with that kind of inventory. Yeah.
Cool. So that's about all I have to talk about today. Do you have any questions for me before we?
No, I think my big question was the wood planks, and because having just walked that experience, I wish I'd known a little more, and I wish the install had been slightly different, but it is what it is. When we go to redo that floor, I'll be giving you a ring.
Awesome. Cool.
And for this basement one too. But right on. How do they get a hold of you?
So we are at 6430 North Academy Boulevard, Colorado Springs, Colorado 80918. And you can reach me at my office, 719-329-0301, or on my cell phone, 719-322-6090.
Right on. Well, thank you for joining me today on the 411 for the 719 podcast. I'll catch you on Facebook.
Awesome. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.